The Tyne and Wear Metro, referred to locally as simply the Metro, is a rapid transit and light rail system in northeast England, serving Newcastle upon Tyne, Gateshead, South Tyneside, North Tyneside and Sunderland in Tyne and Wear. It has been described as the first modern light rail system in the United Kingdom. The initial network opened between 1980 and 1984, using converted former railway lines linked with new tunnel infrastructure. Extensions to the original network were opened in 1991 and 2002. Over 36 million passengers journeys were made on the network in 2018-19, which spans 77.5 kilometers and has 2 lines with a total of 60 stations, 9 of which are underground. It is the second largest of the 4 metro systems in the United Kingdom after the London Underground. The present system uses much former railway infrastructure, mostly constructed between 1834 and 1882, one of the oldest parts being the Newcastle and North Shields Railway, which opened in 1839. 3 railway lines totaling 26 miles were to be converted into metro lines as part of the initial system. The first part of the original network opened in August 1980 and the remainder opened in stages until March 1984. Some extensions to the original system have since been built. A short 3.5 km extension from Bankfoot to Newcastle Airport was opened in 1991. In 2002, an 18.5 km extension was opened from Pillow to South Hilton via Sunderland. The Tyne and Wear Metro was the first railway in the UK to operate using the metric system. All its speeds and distances are stated in metric units only. The Metro was the first transport system in Britain to be designed to be accessible to passengers with disabilities. It was also one of the earliest to be completely non-smoking, beating the London Underground, which followed suit 4 years after the Metro opened in 1984. New ticket machines accepting notes and cards at all stations and barriers at 13 main stations were installed between 2011 and 2014. Lifts have been replaced at several metro stations since 2009 as part of the program. The program also includes overhauling infrastructure including communications, track and overhead power line structures and embankments. In 2010, refurbishment of 90 metro trains and modernization of 45 stations, a new communications system, overhaul and maintenance of structures such as bridges, tunnels, track and overhead power lines. This work started in 2010 and cost £255.3 million. Refurbishment of the metro trains commenced during the summer of 2010, with 4,041 being the first one to undergo a 9-month rebuild. This included a new livery and a new interior. Procurement of a new fleet of metro car trains, a new signaling system, overhaul and maintenance of structures, track and overhead lines, and further station improvements. This work is scheduled to start in 2019. The metro consists of 2 lines, the Green Line, which runs between Newcastle Airport and South Hilton via Newcastle City Centre, Gateshead and Sunderland, and the Yellow Line, which runs to and from St James via North Shields, Tynemouth and Whiteley Bay, then looping back on itself and going south and then east again via the city centre, Gateshead and Jarrow to South Shields. Originally there was also a red line between Haworth, later Pillow and Benton, and a blue line between St James and North Shields. Additional trains run on these lines during peak hours to increase the frequency at the busier stations. Daytime services on each line operate every 12 minutes. On the shared section between South Gosford and Pillow, this rises to every 6 minutes. Services operate from around 5:30 until midnight. A full journey on the Green Line between Airport and South Hilton takes 67 minutes. The Yellow Line consists of the North Tyneside Loop and the branch to South Shields. A full journey around the loop takes 54 minutes and the full route from St James to South Shields takes 82 minutes. Since the Tyne and Wear Metro opened in 1980, its rolling stock has remained the same. Its passengers fleet comprises a total of 90 articulated units known as metro cars, which are numbered 4001 to 4090. These are normally coupled together in pairs in service and have a maximum speed of 80 km per hour. The first units to be built were 2 prototypes number 4001, 4002, which were delivered for testing in 1975. After modifications, they joined the regular fleet in service in 1987. These were followed by 88 production units which were built between 1978 and 1981. The design of the metro cars was based on the Stadtbahnwagen B, a German light rail vehicle developed in the early 1970s. However, they were built in Britain by Metro Camel at their factory in Birmingham. The fleet has been refurbished several times and several liveries have been used. In January 2020, Stellar Rail was awarded a contract to build and maintain 42 5-carriage light rail vehicles with deliveries to commence in late 2021, with all to be in service by 2024. The new trains will have Wi-Fi, air conditioning and wider doors and aisles. The 60 stations of the metro vary widely in character. Some are former railway stations while others were purpose-built for the metro. Most of the stations are above ground, but several in central Newcastle and Gateshead are underground, namely Central Station, under Newcastle Railway Station, Jesmond, High Market, Monument, Maynard, St James and Gateshead. On the Sunderland Extension, Park Lane and Sunderland Station also have underground platforms. 3 of the stations have interchanges with National Rail services: Central, Heworth and Sunderland, which uniquely is the only station in Britain where light and heavy rail services use the same platforms. All metro stations are unstaffed, with the exception of the underground stations, which are required to be staffed by law. All stations are equipped with ticket machines, shelters, information displays, X-rays, indicators and passenger information emergency help points. Metro installed ticket barriers at 13 stations on the network during a modernization program in 2013-2014, while the remaining stations have no fixed ticket controls. Metro pioneered the playing of classical music in some of its stations to deter vandalism. Many stations throughout the system feature commissioned works by various artists. Examples include the following: a large-scale public artwork by Nayan Kulkarni Nocturne, consisting of a moving kaleidoscope of light traveling along the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, which carries the metro between Newcastle and Gateshead, was inaugurated in April 2007. Wallsend Station is the only public facility in Britain in which the signage is in Latin. Artist Michael Pinsky was commissioned to create the bilingual signs and a map of Hadrian's Wall in the style of the metro map to commemorate the area's Roman heritage and its location near the Segedunum Roman fort at the end of the wall. A mock station named Beacon Hill was installed in late 2010 at Beacon Hill School in Wallsend, North Tyneside. It features a building painted like a metro train, with working passenger doors standing at a recreated station building, which features a lifelike ticket hall with working ticket machines, a recreated platform area with tactile paving, authentic passenger seating, yellow litter bins and railings, and an illuminated metro cube outside. Lines are designated in and out. The in line is from St James to South Shields via the inside of the loop yellow line. The out line is the opposite. By extension, the in line is from Airport to South Gosford, and from Pillow to Sunderland and South Hilton. Distance plates are mounted on all overhead line structures. Different distances are normally quoted for stations, depending on whether the direction of travel is in or out. Distances increase from the datum in all directions. The Tyne and Wear Metro is electrified with overhead lines at 1500 volt DC. It is now the only rail network in Britain to use this system. Daily ridership is 344,176 of passengers in 2018.